Good afternoon, teachers, parents, and my students of Macedonia Elementary Middle School. I have been missing you a lot. That's why I'm creating this channel to help you with the topics that may not be very clear to you. And I'm here to give instruction. Every week, I would be uploading new videos. If you need me, you can contact me on Zoom, via the internet, or email, and also through this video. Alright, now, just like what I said, I am here to give you instruction about types of variables. When we say types of variables, we are talking about the scientific inquiry and research. First of all, I would like to unlock the definition of variable. We have discussed this already, but then I would like to recap of what we have had in the past. Alright, when we say variable is any factor that may be changed or that is changed during the experiment. And during the experiment, we have the types of variables. All right. Now, first, we have here the independent variable. When we say independent variable, which is the first type of variable, independent variable is the type of variable that is manipulated or that is changed during the experiment. Because of the change of this variable, it may cause something to be changed as well, like cause and effect. All right. Now, another type of variable is dependent variable. When we say dependent variable, this is the type of variable or the factor that is being observed or will be observed during the experiment after changing one factor or two factors in the experiment. The third type of variable is a so-called constant variable. From the word itself, constant means it is the factor that is not changed. It remains the same. So we will not be changing this during the experiment or after the experiment or prior to the experiment, because constant means the same. It will not be changed. Hello, as we continue with the types of variables, let me recap the types of these variables that are being used for the experiment. Number one, we have the independent variable, which is manipulated. When we say manipulated, this is something that is changed that may cause something to change as well. Again, independent variable or the IV is manipulated or the factor that is being changed during the experiment. When we say dependent variable, this is the second type of variable that is being observed during the experiment. Again, dependent variable is any factor that is being observed during the experiment. The third type of variable is a so-called constant variable, which is not changed, not manipulated, or it remains the same during the experiment. All right, now as we continue, let me give you this as an example of our experiment so we can be able to identify the type of variables that we are using during experiment. Now, I want to try and I want to see what is the effect of water in the growth of plants. Again, now I want to see the effect of water to the growth of plants. Okay, I'm not just giving water to the plants, but I will be measuring the amount of water to every cup that I have here, just to identify the best amount of water that will give the best result to the growth of plants. All right, now I have 4 cups here and I labeled them with A, B, C, and the third one is called control group. When we say control group, this is the group that will not receive any treatment during the experiment. Why? Because the control group will serve as the basis of comparison to each of these group A, B, and C. Let's go back to the problem. The problem is I want to see the good amount of water that will help these plants to grow best. All right. Now, what are the materials? So I have here a cup. I have already put equal amount of soil in every cup, and I have here bean seeds right here with me, and I will be putting these 5 bean seeds, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to every cup. So I have here for the first cup, I also will put 5 bean seeds to the second cup B, and then I will add 5 bean seeds to the third cup, and also 5 bean seeds to my control group. So what I'm going to do is to observe this every day until the 4th week, and I will come back to you to tell you what is the natural and good amount of water so these plants will grow best. All right, so hello, I am back so I can water the plants, and this will take place every day for 4 weeks, and I will give you the result after 4 weeks, because this will tell you the amount of growth of plants in each of the cups based on the amount of water that I'm gonna put. All right, now this I'm gonna add or pour out 5 ml of water to cup A. Okay, 5 ml of water. This will happen every day. Now for the second cup, I will add about 10 ml of water. 10 ml of water. All right, now for the third cup, I'm gonna add 5 or 15 ml of water. I'm gonna do this every day. Now, what will happen to the control group? I'm not gonna add water to the control group, because control group will serve as the basis of comparison to these cups. All right, so I'm not gonna treat the control group except for group A, B, and C. Now, after 4 weeks, this is now the result. All right, now for the purpose of this presentation, I need to cut the days off, and I already have prepared something 4 weeks ago just to show you what happened after 4 weeks. And I'm gonna show you what happened. All right, now that I watered 5 ml a day, this is what happened. All right, now it's about 2 centimeters of plants grew, while cup B, it's about 15 centimeters of plant that grew. And right here, for the cup C, it's about 20 centimeters. And for the control group, right here, the control group, I cannot see any growth at all. Happened during the experiment weeks. This is now the result of our experiment. Now, among the 4 cups, we can obviously see that in cup C, the plant grew best with 15 ml of water. Now, if we can go back to the types of variables that we have been discussing lately, when we say independent variable, this is the type of variable that can cause change. What is now the independent variable that we used for this experiment? Right, that's right. It was the water. The water changes, or it caused the change of these plants to grow. Remember, we added 5 ml of water, 10 and 15. On the other hand, in control cup, we never added anything, because it served as a point of comparison to each of the cups. Now, what is now the dependent variable, or what is now the factor that we have been observing? That's right, you got it right. It is now the growth of plants. So, independent variable is the water. It is something that was changed, and the dependent variable is something that was observed, which is the growth of plants. Now, what about the constant? What is now the factor or factors that remains the same or was not changed during the experiment? That's right. Cups. Did we change the cups? No, we did not. What else? That's right. The seeds. We did not change the seeds. That's right. Next. Very good. You can also add the time because we did not change the time where we water the plants. It happened every day, probably in the morning, so that remains constant or the same. So, types of variables that we were discussing lately. Now, let us identify the types of variables based on the worksheets that I have given you last week. Okay, I will help you out so you would be able to identify examples based on this instruction. All right, now, for each item below, specify the independent, dependent variables as well as constant. Again, for each item below, specify the independent, dependent, as well as the constant variables. Number 1, a study was done to find if different tire treads affect the braking distance of a car. A study was done to find if different tire treads affect the braking distance of a car. What is the independent variable? What is the factor that is manipulated or changed? Right. It is the tire treads. It is the tire treads that can cause speed or braking distance of a car. That's right. So the I, or the independent variable, is the tire treads. What is now the dependent variable for this example? Dependent variable, that's right. Dependent variable is something that is observed. So the dependent variable is the braking distance of a car. Again, the dependent variable is the braking distance of a car, because when you change the tire treads, then the braking distance of a car would also change. Okay, that's right. Next, what is now C, or the constant? What is the factor that did not change? Very good, that's right. C, or the constants are, example is the car, that's right. What about the road remains the same? The car remains the same, that's right. So that would be the perfect example for us to identify the I, or the independent variable, the D, dependent variable, or the C, constant variables. Next, second example. The time it takes to run a mile depends on the person's running speed. Again, the time it takes to run a mile depends on the person's running speed. What is the independent variable? What is the thing or the factor that is changed? Very good. It's the running speed. Again, the I, or the independent variable for this example, is the running speed. What is now the dependent variable? What are we trying to measure? Run a mile. Again, the time it takes to run a mile, the time it takes to run a mile is the dependent variable. We are trying to measure the time. We are trying to measure how long or how short it will take the man to run based on his running speed. That's right. What is C? What remains constant? Very good. The participant, or the person itself. Next, what else? Good. Now, it could be his shoes. It could be the place. So these are examples of the constant variable. Next, the third. The height of bean plants depends on the amount of water they receive. Again, the height of bean plants depends on the amount of water they receive. So what is now the I? What is the independent variable? Very good. I is the amount of water. Very good, because this is the factor that was changed. Next, D. What are we trying to measure? What are we trying to keep on track with? Good. The height of bean plants. Okay? The height of bean plants. Next, letter C. What remains constant? What are the factors that we did not change during the experiment? Good. It could be the cup. It could be the time. It could also be, exactly, it could be the water or the type of water. The amount of water was changed, but the type of water remains the same. All right. Now, for the last section of this video, we will discuss the scientific method practice scenarios. Now, in order for you to answer this worksheet, you will be asked to identify the independent, dependent, control, constant, observation, inference, law, and constant. And I understand we have already discussed this in the previous quarters, and this is just a review. All right, now, using your knowledge of the scientific method and the vocabulary words listed above, answer the following questions about the scientific method. Peter loves music. He believes that he does his homework better and faster when he listens to music. His parents say that music is distracting when studying. Letter A. State the problem or the question. What is the problem or the question that we have to answer or to deal with? Very good. Is music helpful to Peter while studying? Or can music help Peter get a better grade? That would be an example of statement of a problem. Next, write a testable hypothesis in the if-then form. Be sure it is in the form and write a complete sentence. Again, when we say hypothesis, hypothesis is an intelligent or educated guess. So you are trying to give an educated assumption of what's going to happen during the experiment. All right? Now, I'll give you an example of a testable hypothesis. If Peter listens to music, he will study more and get a better grade. Again, if Peter listens to music while studying, he can get a better grade in class. So these are examples. Now, describe 3 to 6 sentences an experiment Peter would do to test his hypothesis. Now, you have to write or give me 3 to 6 sentences based on your assumption of these scenarios. All right? I hope this video will help you a lot. If you have any question, you can send me an email through zar.mendoza@barnwell19.net, or I would be very much happy to see you on Zoom and ask me questions. All right? See you. You have a good day, and God bless you all. All right, bye.